Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Baker from the art room. We are doing some virtual art today. So we are talking about pie, not pie, but pie. Pi is the 16th letter of the Greek alphabet. And it's also the numerical value of the ratio of the circumference of the circle to its diameter. So, you know in math that you've learned that circumference of a circle is determined by 2 pi r. We are going to use pi, 3.141592653. I'm going to attach this to your lesson, and you're going to use pi to make a cityscape today. So today you will need a pencil, a Sharpie or a pen, some graph paper. If you don't have graph paper, that is fine. You could just use copy paper. This is some watercolor paper that I had. And you will need a ruler. So in this exercise, you are going to be using scale to represent each building in your cityscape. So each number of pi is a building. So the first number of pi, 3, is 3. That will be three squares in your grid paper. Now, if you are using just regular paper, you are going to determine what scale you're going to use. So if I was going to use a 1/2 inch equals 1, I would say that 3 is the first number of pi. I would need 3 1/2 inch squares to equal my first building. So that would be 1.5 inches. So I would take 3 1/2 inch units, squares, to equal my first building. 1 is the next number in pi, and that is, if a 1/2 inch is what you're using, then you would put a 1/2 inch for the next building. If you're using the graph paper, this is a smaller square where it's a 1/4 inch. And so this is equal to 3. The second is equal to 1, which is the second number in pi. The third number in pi is 4, so that is 4 units. 1 is the next number, so there's that 1. That's the next unit. And so on, until you get a cityscape that looks much like this. So we're going to be doing a cityscape using pi as our key. Now there's a lot of numbers here. So you're going to do as many as you can do. Just keep going down. And so I've mapped out pi about, if you look, about 3 columns worth. It goes on quite a while, but what I'm asking you to do is to graph out pi and create a cityscape. I want you to, you could make the bars or the little skyscraper buildings, and then you're going to darken it in. If you don't have graph paper, again, you can just use a regular sheet of paper. This is a piece of watercolor paper, and I have a small ruler, and this I used the scale. It was a 1/2 inch scale. So for every 1/2 inch, that equaled 1. And I started here I made a ground line. I have 3 half-inch squares going up. The first number is 3. The next number is 1, and I have marked out 1 half-inch, and that is the second number. Again, 4, 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 5, 3, 5, 8, 9, 7, 9, 3. I only, with a half-inch scale, I was only able to get maybe the first line of pie. And then go ahead and darken in these buildings. And our next step will be to create the skies. And I'll show you my examples after I'm done doing that. So this is day 1 of your pie cityscape. Your paper should look something like this, depending on how many buildings you've decided to do and what scale you're using. Darken it in. I will come back with another video and talk about what we're going to do for the sky. Have a good day. See you later.